Microphone check, 1, 2, what mother freaking is this, baby? Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? It's your boy SDR with another episode of the SDR podcast, baby. It's a beautiful Wednesday, July 17th, 2020. I'm happy to be with you. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy you're listening, man. Thank you for tuning in to the 34th episode of the SDR podcast. I'm your host, S. Reedy, a.k.a. Sean Reedy, a.k.a. SDR, a.k.a. Mr. Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll himself. What's going on, man? How are you? I know I ask that every week, but I want you to really listen. I want you to pause. I want to think of how you're doing right now. I hope you're doing okay. I know that we're all really scared right now. Everybody's scared. Everyone from racist to revolutionary is scared right now. And it's a very, very strange time. And there's just all this fear, all of this uncertainty, all of this unleveled living that we're living right now is just it's just really disorienting for sure. It's disorienting for sure. But look, man, I hope you are taking time to reflect. I hope you're taking time to pray. I hope you're taking time to meditate on yourself. And make sure that you're not going crazy right now. Make sure you're not going crazy. I've been kind of looking inward at myself right here. And, as per usual, we'll get kind of the most important stuff out of the way at the beginning of this podcast. Because I did want to talk about Breonna Taylor a little bit. But as I'm looking into this Breonna Taylor case, man, if you guys don't know about Breonna Taylor, long story short, police show up to her house, apparently with a warrant, show up to the quote-unquote wrong address, bust in the door. Her boyfriend gets up, starts shooting back at the intruders, who are cops, at the wrong address. Police start shooting back, fire through the window, and everything like that. Breonna Taylor, a beautiful black lady who was an EMT worker in a very bright and important part of the community she was in, was shot and murdered by the police a while back. This isn't news. I remember hearing this about this. And so with the revolution going on right now, with one of the biggest civil rights movements to ever happen in the history of the world happening right now, police and investigative people have been forced to reopen this case to see what has happened with Breonna Taylor. Oh, and her boyfriend went to jail, by the way, for shooting back at the police who busted into their house without warning and without reason and busted into the wrong address. He's in jail for shooting back and defending himself against the police, which is completely legal, by the way. And especially legal for him to be shooting at intruders coming into his house who apparently, cops who apparently have a warrant to bust into a drug house more than 10 miles away from this place. Anyway, that has kind of resurfaced lately, as of late, as it should, because we should hold the people in power accountable to the horrible and disgusting and evil things that they do on a daily basis. So that has been opened back up. And before I even talk about what's really bothering me about it is, Breonna Taylor's mother has been speaking out about this to shed some light on what her God bless her soul, her daughter went through after being murdered by the police, kind of talking about her experience. And it's just one of the things that really struck me is that when the police were talking to her about her daughter being murdered by the police, mind you, they had the nerve to ask her, was there anybody that could have been out to get your daughter, or was there anyone who would be willing to cause harm on her that maybe have been out there? They asked her mom that. After they brutally murdered her daughter right in front of her boyfriend or husband. I'm not really sure. It doesn't really matter. But he's still in jail regardless. But I just couldn't believe the amount of stupidity that goes in asking the mother of a dead daughter a question like that. Is there anyone who could have been... You were the one who probably wanted to cause harm on my daughter, because you're the one that freaking busted in the house, the quote-unquote wrong house that you missed 10 miles away. You're 10 miles off, buddy, and then you bust into the wrong house, murder somebody, and then arrest somebody for trying to fight back to people invading their house. It's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. And you know what? It really freaking pisses me off is they freaking went into the case. They went into the case. They reopened it to discover what's going on. So first thing first, you go to the incident report, right? As you have to do as a police officer when there is an incident such as this, you must write a report explaining what happened. Found the incident report, and guess what, baby? It's blank. Completely blank. There's no documentation of what happened this day, dude. There's no documentation from the police as to what happened. And one of the most infamous freaking shootings, murders that the police have committed in the last few years. No documentation of it whatsoever. And guess what? If they had injuries, you know, the little injuries box, they're like, was anyone injured during this? Injuries, they did fill out that, and it said none, as Breonna Taylor bleeds to death in a pool of blood from 9 gunshot wounds. No injuries. There's nothing on the incident report except for Breonna Taylor's name, age, and race. I'm pretty sure is what I read. It's disgusting, dude. Disgusting. That's what's been bothering me this last week. That's what's really hit me the hardest. Was this disgusting reopening of this case and seeing how just awful it's been handled by people in power. It's just been awful. And it's unbelievable. And this man who fired back at the police is still in jail for defending himself. Meanwhile, all these police officers still have their job that broke into the wrong house 10 miles away and just started shooting immediately. They still have their job. Breonna Taylor's mans is in prison for defending himself. But they still all have jobs, badges, and guns, cuffs, and freaking pepper spray and tear gas and whatever you want. That's the repercussions they had to pay for. It's ridiculous. Every single one of them should be arrested. Tried for murder, absolutely. I'll give y'all even third degree, man. I'll be generous and say I'd be happy with a third degree murder charge. But it's disgusting what these pigs are doing out here, man, every single day. And if no one was out here recording them, if no one was out here holding them accountable, nobody would be holding them accountable because the freaking sure isn't. I'm sorry, I'm worked up. They freaking sure aren't accounted for by their own people or the court system or anyone in the justice system. They're not held accountable by anybody. They're held accountable by us, the people sitting here filming it. The people sitting here protesting, the people sitting here demanding that these people get arrested. It's the only reason it's even happening. Can you imagine what life would be like right now if the George Floyd's murder wasn't filmed on camera? It would be all the same that it always has been for years and years now, and people wouldn't be waking up the way they are right now. I know they would eventually, because eventually some freaking dickhead officer would freaking murder somebody on camera. But it would have just been another person dead at the hands of the police. And that man would still have his job, even though he's had freaking, 11 complaints from being an officer, several other confirmed kills. It just sounds like this freaking police officer that murdered George Floyd. It's just a hitman hired by the freaking police to just go murder whoever they want. That's what it sounds like. But I don't know, man. That's what I've been angry about. That's what I'm angry about this week. That's the important thing I wanted to get out of the way this week. That's what I've been educating myself on. There's so much to get educated on, especially me, a white male who has kind of chosen to not be super educated on a lot, other than the fact that I am off. I've brought it up before. On this podcast, I'm oftentimes harassed by police as well. And that's what really, sparked it in me to realize how corrupt everything was, just because I was experiencing it firsthand, And that is shallow of me for sure. And I've been able to look into these other cases. And while, I've always been on the side of justice, on the side of the oppressed, on the side of these people who have been wrongfully abused by our government, abused by people in positions of power. I've always been on their side, but it was mostly because I, in a very mild way, experienced that kind of, injustice myself. And so I'm really trying to, bucker down and realize that I'm not talking about me here. I'm not talking about one person. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about everybody that is fighting against this right here, or has been affected in one way or another by the police. And I want to hold it down for the minority groups and the truly oppressed, the truly discriminated in this country. I want to hold it down for them. So I'm trying to not make this so much about myself. I'm trying to do my research. I'm trying to get educated. I'm doing what I have to do to donate to all the causes, protest the way I need to. I'm just going to continue doing it, man. And that's the state of the life that we're in right now, and that's what we're doing. And so that's the important stuff I wanted to get out of the way. If you want to figure out how you can donate through me to some Black Lives Matter organizations and get some of my music for free in the meantime, stick around to the end of this episode. We'll give it a talking to. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, everybody, man. Rest in peace, all the people who've been wrongfully. We're changing, man. I'm sorry that your life had to be taken for us to wake up, for us to get it going and everything. But your names will never be forgotten, for one, and we're not gonna stop until there's justice for all in this country, man. This is a revolution, and I'm right there with everybody, man. And all the people leading this, I'm so happy to be in the back seat riding with y'all, man. So yeah. Anyway, I wrote a song on Thursday. Bolder, I was wiser, now I'm better, and I'm colder towards the moment. So I've talked on here about, I do have a new Dom Reed EP on the way. These two songs are going to be on it. The Real to Me by The Gentleman cover is going to be on it, and then there's just going to be two more songs. I've been in a weird mood lately, if you haven't noticed. Just with everything going on, man. I'm not sure. I almost felt like there was one little period where everything was kind of getting better. Maybe when stuff first started kind of opening and coronavirus stats weren't going sky high like they are now. Fingers freaking crossed. And I was out skateboarding again, and I was out visiting 1-2 friends here or there, kind of reopening my life just a little bit. And it felt like it was getting better for a second. And then a bunch of people had to start fighting to exist. A bunch of people felt the need to go fight for their existence. And I was like, yeah, you guys are right. So it's been weird, and that kind of messed with my mind. I mean, you've heard how angry I was at the beginning of this podcast talking about Breonna Taylor. I'm just starting to realize, dude, I mean, I can only be so angry. I don't understand how these folks have been through so much and how they've been able to tolerate so much of it. Because I can only be so angry, dude. I have to, take a break. And for all the folks leading this revolution that's going on right now, for all the folks leading Black Lives Matter that are probably super overwhelmed with everything going on, my hat's off to you. I hope to God that you're taking breaks to make your mental state as well and as healthy as it needs to be to lead something like this. Because, man, I just realized that I can only be so angry. I kind of have bottled up how angry and social injustice is making me, and it's impossible to bottle it up now. I just have to freaking feel it, and it's been overwhelming, and I could only be so angry, and I'm trying to learn how to deal with it, and I'm trying to learn how to manage it, but also realize that it's there for a reason, and that I have to be a part of the right side of history on this thing, man. That's what it really comes down to. Anyway, so that's led to me kind of being in a really weird mental space the last couple of weeks, and mostly the last 3 months too, ever since the corona crap hit the doo-doo fan. It's been a little weird. And so, I don't know, man, when I wrote this song, I wrote this guitar riff right here. A wave of peace, just went over me, man. I was at the park by myself waiting on a friend to show up so we could just shoot some hoops at the basketball court. I wrote that guitar riff, man, and it was over at that point. I was like, I'm writing this song tomorrow and I'm going to put it out as soon as possible. And I don't know, it made me feel the most human. It made me feel the most alive that I felt in months, dude. I don't know what it was or how it happened, but it just did. And since I haven't exactly been feeling like the most amazing, incredible person lately, I've been drawing inspiration from other people's lives lately. I've been drawing inspiration from my friends, my family to write lately. And so I wrote this song about John from Elderly Smackdown, and how he feels about his son and all of the things that he has told me about being a dad. So that's what this song is about, actually. And what I really love about this song is that it's a song about fatherhood, which is something that I can't relate to on any cylinder, any degree of living. But because of that, I think it just doubles as a really beautiful love song too. And I think it's really freaking good. It's the first thing I've written to like a happy song in a long time. And maybe 5 or so years is the first time I've written something that just doesn't sound miserable when you sing it. And I'm really proud of it. It's funny how me being in a bad state of mind kind of like forced myself into this wave of like clarity and serenity, so that I did actually end up writing the happiest song I've written in years. And I don't know, I think that's what I like about it. And I think I also just really appreciate that it's a genuine happy song, unlike the happy songs I used to write when I was younger, just pretending to be happy, just trying to be happy. This is like the first song I've maybe ever written in my entire life that is genuinely me being happy, that is genuinely just trying to be positive and actually like move forward in life with the people I love and the people I want to hold close to me. It feels like the first time I've ever written a song like that. So who knows? Maybe I'm on the hot track to write some happy-go-lucky, the world is beautiful music. It's pretty corny though, isn't it? That freaking it's pretty corny. What was that one dude's name on American Idol that won like in 2012 or whatever, that he did like Mumford and Sonsy type music? Philip Phillips was that guy's name, and he did that one song, I'm gonna make this place your home. It kind of sounds like that. It's like that brand of corny, which is probably why I never make songs like this, because I'm like, someone's assured of themselves. Someone has a positive outlook on life. It rarely ever resonates with me in like a way that's meaningful, but here I am writing a song like that all over again. It's come full circle. I actually, whenever I think of that song, I think about graduating in high school. We actually sang that song in our choir the year I graduated, and It's just funny how well that dates me. Like, that song is so forgotten, that Philip Phillips song. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back, and if you were alive in 2013, you'll remember this song. And it's all its folksy, poppy, American Idol-y goodness. It just dates me so hard. When everyone's like, ooh, what song did they play at your graduation? I'm going to have to be Home by Philip Phillips. And they're going to be like, what? And they're going to go listen to it and be like, oh, that's the most 2013 sounding crap I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, I digress. I'm really proud of this Dom Reed song. I really like the way this EP is coming along. It's going to be fun to put out. It's going to be fun to put out another kind of low stakes thing during the quarantine. God, I've written so many songs, dude. I've probably written over 100 songs in quarantine. And I'm just so scared to put anything out of substance because it's just not the time for my voice to be heard right now. But eventually it will get to that point, and I'm excited to share that music with you when the time comes. And just right now, it's not that, but I will be putting out this Dom Reed music. And if you're there for it, you're there for it. And if you're not, you're not. And that's just the way it is, man. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's completely okay with me. But when I put that album out, you better be ready for it. You better be ready for it. If you want to listen to this Dom Reed song, the link will be in the description. It's on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp. It's on Apple Music. It's anywhere you can find music. You can find it. It's called Oh, All the Places. From The Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. That was the inspiration behind that. It's everywhere you can find it, and I hope you go listen to it. I hope you have a good time. If not, and you'd rather go protest or something like that, or donate money to different organizations, I think you should do that. Absolutely, you should do that instead. But if you got a little free time, you want to listen to this song, it's there for you to listen to. That is how we're going to do that, man. That's how we're going to do that. So let's move on. I'm going to talk a little bit about just the stuff. I asked Instagram the other day, what should I talk about on this podcast? And I didn't get a lot of responses. But two people did ask, what music's been inspiring you lately? And so I did want to get that out of the way. I wish I had your Instagram names. It's gone in the abyss of time now. I don't know who said it. One of them had an anime profile picture. So if you're listening, anime profile picture person, message me and I'll shout you out on the podcast for sure. To all of my thousands of viewers. And but yeah. A couple people asked me what music has been inspiring me lately, so I figured to get on here real quick. We can get that out of the way because I do kind of want to shout these artists out. I do kind of want to talk about them a little bit just because I've been really, really into them lately. So let's get into the first one, Field Medic, man. I love this dude, man. I love this dude. This is maybe my favorite discovery I've made all year. I love Field Medic so much. Taylor Young actually put me onto him, and I found out that he is actually friends with Walter, etc. And so hopefully that connection can blossom into some sort of something one day. But his music is really, really great and has really inspired just the way I play guitar lately. Really, he plays music a lot like Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash. It reminds me so much of that, and a little bit of Bob Dylan too. Just very old school guitar style playing, but it's made me want to make my rap beats a little more like that, like really down to the roots of what guitar playing singer-songwriter music is. Because at the end of the day, I really feel like my music is singer-songwriter music, but with rapping. You know what I mean? Like, I absolutely am a hip-hop artist, and I'll wear that on my shoulders proudly. But I mean, at the end of the day, what it's coming down to is like the old roots of poetry and folk style writing music. And so I've been really into Field Medic because he takes these guitar riffs, he takes these styles that I'm talking about, like old school folk and country, and just creates them into such a modern, like, masterpieces. The way that he uses the old styles as an instrument to convey his feelings inside, convey what it means to be like a millennial, what it means to be like a depressed millennial, I guess, in the year 2020. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's unlike anything I've heard before. I think the best example maybe is his song Henna Tattoo.
I was struck by a mighty gust of wind, seeing you, seeing him.
He just is just so good at capturing, like I said, just the modern era of what it means to be a young adult through his lyrics, but using the vehicles and the classicness of Woody Guthrie or whatever to like convey it. And I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. And I think as modern as it is, like what he's doing with the songwriting makes it super timeless. And it's influenced me to want to make my music just feel that timelessness of great songwriting, you know what I mean? And so that's why Field Medic is someone I wanted to bring up. And the next person I wanted to bring up is someone I've been listening to for a long time, actually. But Andrew Jackson Jihad, or more recently known as AJJ.
Disagree with you, but you don't need to be a dick about it. I'm about it. There is no absolute these days. There's no such thing as
Sean Bonnet, who is just a really, really great guy, and the lead singer Andrew Jackson Jihad, and someone I've met on multiple occasions and has been nothing but nice and really incredible every time I've gotten to talk to him. He has been doing daily quarantine concerts. I mean, like, you've been seeing people online live streaming their concerts that they do from home, blah, blah, blah. Sean Bonnet has been doing one every single day. And I've been keeping up the whole time. And it's kind of reignited the love I have for Andrew Jackson Jihad, even though it never went away. I love AJJ with all my heart, always have. But it really, like, I don't know, watching that every day really made me, like, get re-inspired by just the honesty in his lyrics, the kind of fearlessness to go morbid with what it is that he wants to talk about, and the fearlessness to like paint a picture as ugly as it can possibly be to show you exactly what the world is like. I've always admired that. And I mean, they're just inspiring. I don't really have anything more to say than just that, dude. I mean, like, I love AJJ. I love how all their albums are different. I love, like I said, Sean Bonnet can just paint pictures. And it's Wittgenstein, the philosopher, that talks about how communication is just painting pictures. And if I want to properly communicate to you what it is that I feel, then I want to paint a picture in your head that is extremely similar to the picture in my head. And I have to paint the picture for you in order to communicate properly. And I feel like the reason AJJ communicates so well is because that's exactly what they do. So that's influenced my writing a lot as of late. I've been trying to focus on, like I said, that Wittgenstein philosophy of painting pictures when it comes to lyrics. And I don't know, AJJ is freaking great, dude. It is amazing. I don't have anything more to say than that. Yeah. Anyway, the third artist I want to shout out real quick before we get out of here, just so you guys know kind of who has inspired me a little bit. A hip-hop duo from Oklahoma City, actually. And their names are N7 and P-Wop.
Big wood, thick hoe, good coat, big no, west side, kick dough. Hit your put your mama on the floor. Packs out, sit though, hot box window, good top nympho. She don't really love me, she just hit for show.
These gon' lined up like a crack house. Choke on a dick, she tap out, yeah. I'm going live with the racks out, yeah. We in the club with the max out, yeah. Beat up a nigga like.
You know, it's funny that I guess I just didn't really realize that I wouldn't have like a whole lot to say as to why these musicians are influencing me. So that's my bad. But you know, like you just heard, N7 and P-Wop, They're just freaking good, dude. They're energetic. They're bouncy. They have this energy to them that that is just unprecedented in the rap game right now. I think they've really perfected that punch-in style of recording a rap that you hear like right now, where you like kind of go one bar at a time. You know what I mean? Like how they kind of like, if you listen real closely, you can hear they record one line at a time so that like each line just hits as hard as it can. And I feel like N7 and P-Wop, dude, they just have this charisma, and they have this chemistry that's just unparalleled. It's made me want to collab more, which is why on my newest album, it's not only why, but like it's partially why on my newest album you'll hear a lot more collabs happening. Just because I just want, like, you know, voices to come together to say the same thing, you know? I love how N7 and P-Wop, they just feel like one cohesive unit. And I feel like, you know, when musicians can be a part of the same message, that really is like, you know, unity, I guess. I don't know. I know that it's just a whole lot of gang stuff they're rapping about, but I mean, they literally just feel like one cohesive unit of just like, you know, a right foot, left foot, if you will, of freaking hood rap. And I love that they're from Oklahoma City, obviously. And I love that they put on for Oklahoma City, too, because a lot of artists, once they start getting traction around here, they just up and move out. Or they just act like they're not from here because, I don't know, they're embarrassed or something. I don't know. But I love that N7 and P-Wop, dude. They're like freaking West Side OKC, baby. That's where we're from. That's where we're always going to be from. Oklahoma living legends. Which they are, man. They really are. They're the first. They've hit milestones in Oklahoma City and Tulsa, you know, just Oklahoma in general, man. They've hit milestones that artists haven't been able to do here before. Which is, it's just legendary, man. And I'm glad that I get to know N7. I'm glad that I've gotten to be a part of some of the stuff he's done. And but that's a discussion for another time, because when that stuff gets unveiled, it's gonna be fun to talk about on this podcast. So shout out to N7 and P-Wop, dude. Shout out to AJJ, and shout out to Field Medic. Those are just three artists that I've been listening to a lot lately, and just artists that I think you should go check out. They've been influencing my music. If you like my music, I think that you can like elements, at least, of what all these artists are doing. But honestly, all these artists are amazing. They deserve your support, and you should go check them out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's mostly it for this episode. Before I get out of here, today, you're listening to this on the day it comes out. If you are, it's June 17th. 2020, which means that I have started something, okay, for the rest of this weekend. And probably, you know what, if you message me before the next podcast comes out, okay, we'll make it a whole week from this Wednesday to next Wednesday. I am going to be sending out free copies of Sketchbook EP, my new EP. I'm going to be sending out for free, baby. It's all free. It's 100% free, physical copies. You guys know how I do my thing. I fold it up in a piece of paper, whatever. Free copies of that with a free note inside, and maybe if you're lucky, even a little free drawing graphic or something to go along with it. It's all free shipping. My new EP is just free this whole week, you guys. A physical copy, like I said, a signed note if you're into stuff like that, some drawings and stuff like that. I just want to give back, because honestly, the support I've gotten over the last years it's just been amazing. It's been really great, and I want to give back. But if you want to give me some money for my services here, you can do that. You can absolutely do that through PayPal, through cash, whatever. I will be donating all of it to Black Lives Matter organizations. So what you can do is, if you want to pay for the shipping or whatever, or if you want to pay for the CD or whatever, I'm giving all that money back into the people who need it. And Black Lives Matter. I was going to do Black Visions Collective, because they're really amazing people, but they have made it public that they are getting too many donations. They're over donated. They have more money than they can work with right now. So I'm going to look into it. I'm going to find which which charities I want to donate to. But regardless, if you want to donate money for the CD that I'm giving out for free, it will be going to Black Visions Collective, and we'll be able to raise money together on this. So I just want to make you guys aware of that. If this episode's out right now and it's before June 27th, if it's before June 27th, hit me up, man. You'll get that CD shipped out for free with a note inside signed by yours truly, and probably a little handmade custom drawing too. So that's the announcement I wanted to make this week, and that's it for the episode, man. Thank you so much for listening to the SDR podcast, episode 34, June 17th in the year of chaos, that is 2020. Thank you for listening. We're going to end with music today from a rapper who goes by the name No Hezo. No Hezo is a East Side OKC rapper who's been making a lot of noise lately. I met him when he opened up for Blueface in Oklahoma City. And I'll tell you, man, when I saw Blueface and I saw No Hezo open up for Blueface, the crowd went just as nuts for No Hezo as they did for the headliner that evening. People love this guy around here, man. He's absolutely someone to look up to if you're a rapper in the game right now and you want to look up to someone in Oklahoma doing it right. If you're from Oklahoma, No Hezo is out here doing it right, man. He's been covered by Say Cheese Media, as well as a lot of other different hip-hop outlets. The people over at Indie Pot in Oklahoma, Tulsa area, love him. And with good reason, because this man makes great music, and he's been racking up the views for a while now, and I really hope nothing but amazing success in this man's whole career. So that's why we're going to end with No Cap by No Hezo, and you can find this and all the other songs we've ever ended with on this podcast at the SDR playlist on Spotify. Link to that is in the description. Link to the new Dom Reed is in the description. And I think that's all I have to say today, guys. Thank you for listening. Take it away, No Hezo. You guys have a great week, okay? Hit me up if you want a free CD, and I'll email it to your inbox immediately. Bye-bye.
Knock at the door cause it's sticking and cold. A knock and a scratch come get you a O. I'm at the trap like 24 Autumn, that's 24/7 if a nigga didn't know. Wipe him off his feet cause we don't wipe noses. Brand new block, got a stain on it too. Hustle go mode, they told me hold on. That's one thing a young nigga really can't do. Breaking and entering, slanging and dealing shit. Street from assist since I was a G. Jumped off the trampoline, try make a flip. Might go to Gucci, go cop me a bill. I got the drip, no, I got the sauce, no. I got the drip, no, necking for real. I'm telling that a young nigga really be swagging on hoes. Many hoes can't clean up my mess. Yes, I'm not no slime and no slack. I'm on that fuck shit, yeah, all of that. This my crib, nigga saying no cap. This my blood, nigga saying no bout. I'ma put a nigga head in his lap. Leak his location, now we outside his house. See, I'm strict about beef and I'm strict about cash. Anything that I said, bitch, I'm standing on that. Ayy, knock the door with it, I'm tryna score with it. Tell young boy, hey, I'm really baby Joe with it. Hang around all the drug dealers and the dope kickers. Only send this up cause it don't know which way to go with it. No hands don't never stand down to no nigga. Look him in his eyes, I can see the hoe in him. Used to be a little broke nigga, now I'm on stage, rocking out shows. I'm not no slime and no slack, I'm on that fuck shit, yeah, all of that. This my crib, nigga saying no cap. This my blood, nigga saying no bout. I'ma put a nigga head in his lap. Leak his location, now we outside his house. See, I'm strict about beef and I'm strict about cash. Anything that I said, bitch, I'm standing on that. And I'm standing on that, put his head in his lap. And I'm on that bullshit, put his head in his ass. Would've put some hoes in him, but he ran too fast. Drop a bag on his ass, have his man do his ass. And I'm really this shit, might have to use a rag. And I'm serving all this fiend, think his nose going bad. Lil' hog off with the team, should've known she a rat. Soon as I heard it was up, man, I knew it was bout. Riding through the city with the Drake in my lap. Catch the ops down and in, then we gotta take them out. See, we getting them in, and we getting them out. See, we don't push burgers, man, we only push pounds. No Hezo be your favorite rap, you'll catch you a bullet for chasing out a cloud. You'll catch you a bullet for running your little mouth. You bro, them for running shit down. I'm not no slime and no slack. No Hezo your favorite rapper, nigga. No Hezo your favorite rapper, nigga. I'ma put a nigga head in his lap. Leak his location, now we outside his house. See, I'm strict about beef and I'm strict about cash. Anything that I said, bitch, I'm standing on that.